I wasn't quite sure when this day would come, but we got rid of the 2018 F150, we got rid of the 2016 Focus ST, and we got ourselves a 2024 5-liter V8 Avalanche Gray 401A package F150 Tremor. For any of those that are in the market for a new truck, I'll give you some of the reasoning why I picked this truck specifically. Now, this has always been a dream truck of mine. Unfortunately, for the longest time, they came only in the Ecoboost. At the end of 2023, you can get them special ordered with the 5-liter, but now they come from the dealership lots with the 5-liter in them. So getting right into it here, you guys, some nice features that come with this truck are the hood grills, of course, the different style grill that these trucks offer with the orange kind of stripes through them in the honeycomb style grill. They have the nice blacked out headlights with LED high beams and low beams and a nice LED amber strip that runs inside the headlights there. Coming down here, you see it gets a nice metal skid plate. And that runs along a lot of the bottom of the truck to protect it if you are doing some off-roading. Now, this truck is very similar price to a 302A XLT. There's only a couple grand difference. So if you guys are in the market for a truck, make sure you guys check out these trucks because these are just a good looking truck. They have a little bit more to offer than your standard XLT. In my opinion, it's worth the extra couple grand to kind of just jump up to this trim. Now you can get even higher, you go to a 402A Tremor, which has basically platinum and lariat features, including the panoramic moonroof, the AC seats, the leather, all the ambient lighting, upgraded sound system, the modular front bumper, and a whack load of other little bells and whistles that you get with the 402A package. Unfortunately, that's going to cost you an extra 10 to 12 grand, depending on if you get the winch and all that other stuff. But it's a pretty big jump, and I think this is just a good sort of budget-friendly truck to get into. I mean, nothing's budget-friendly these days, but just compare to what else is on the market. You know, you go from XLT to Tremor to all the way up to a Lariat. This is a perfect middle ground where you're not compromising on price as much, and you get a lot of really nice features on this truck. So coming around to the back here, I opted to have the wheel well liners installed from factory. Otherwise, you just see the painted Avalanche gray fenders in the back there. We don't want to get those all dinged up. It's worth the extra 250 bucks to get these put in. You get the full LED tail lights. These are very nice tail lights. They got sort of a nice retro sort of design LED in them. They look fantastic. You get the dual exhaust rear bumpers, as well as these tow hooks. Obviously your trailer or your trailer hitch, and then your plugins and your tie-ins as well. We have a power down tailgate. Unfortunately, it's not power up. I believe they offer those in the higher trims of F150. Not that it's the end of the world. In the back here, we get the 120 volt, 20 amp receptacles there, so that can handle a decent load if you ever need to. You do get the storage compartment in here. This will be good for your tie down straps, tow straps, and any of that kind of stuff, because the new trucks don't have as much storage in them as the old trucks, unfortunately. I'll show you guys that in a minute. Another nice feature on these Tremors, I think on a lot of the other XLTs as well, is you get this sort of nice white and black Ford badge that just looks really, really good, because most people do that upgrade by themselves anyways. So just a good look, and good on you, Ford, for doing those little details. It's the little things that go a long way. We got the 18-inch wheels, basically wrapped in 33-inch tires. The actual size of them are 275, 70, 18. And these look great, but it won't be long before I swap these out for aftermarket set and get a little bit more of a beefier setup with a little bit more offset. You get the nice steel running boards that basically have like box liner material over them. Very, very hard. These are the same style side steps that come off the Raptor, except for here it says Ford. I believe the Raptors say Raptor here, but the same side steps nonetheless. So if you're looking to give your truck a nice upgrade, you want the side steps, you can always pick the ones off the Tremor. And eventually these will be for sale, because I partnered with Boost Auto, and they are gonna be sending me a set of power folding side steps, running boards, as you will. And I'm looking very, very forward to that. Stay tuned for that video, guys, and I'll announce that partnership in the near future here. You obviously get the nice vent here, the Tremor vent with the orange or gold, whichever. There's always an argument on what color it is. I think it's orange, but the orange vents here, very, very nice look. And then you get the dedicated Tremor suspension. I believe these struts are about 1.5 inches taller than the ones that kind of come on the other standard trucks. I know guys with XLTs are putting the Tremor front suspension on their trucks to basically level it out. So we will, though, in the future get a leveling kit for this guy, because there is a lot of rake in the back. Level it, we'll throw some 33s or maybe even a little bit of bigger of tire on it, get that offset, and we'll have this truck dialed in looking great. Now coming onto the inside here, we have very nice leather seats that have cloth right in the middle. You get the Tremor orange stitching in the material. You get the orange stitching along the leather here. Just a really, really nice seat. You got the digital camo design in the middle, and just really good looking seats. I actually think they look better than the leather ones in my opinion, the 402A. I know that may sound like an excuse because I don't have the 402A, but I do believe that I do like these seats a little bit more. And if you disagree, nonetheless, both very, very nice seats. Just very happy with these ones in general. Over on the doors, you get this sort of nice orange stitching and this sort of denim material here. This is a very soft, kind of almost looks like jean material. Not quite, I don't know how to describe it. And you get the soft leather on the padding here. You get this nice black flaky design along the door here and along the storage compartment here. So very, very nice. And then you got your orange little American flag trim right there as well. You get a nice textured material up here and then some of your hard plastics along the top here. So Ford did a really good job on these interiors. They took every detail into consideration. You get the Bang & Olufsen speakers. You got a subwoofer in the back. You get the speaker up here, your tweeters and all that good stuff. So let's get the truck fired up here. So this truck comes with wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Obviously my Android Auto is currently hooked up. I'm currently in the middle of listening to the new Post Malone album. And a few things I like about this interior, a few little nice features that my other truck didn't have, was it has a nice spot for your cell phone right there. That's always nice, and it's not just flying around your interior. You obviously put it in there too. Lots of space in here, especially when you don't have the wireless charger in there. I never use wireless charger, so I'd much rather have the space here than having that wireless charger take up all that kind of compartment space there. You get your USB-C, you get your USB-C and your standard USB down there, as well as two more USB-Cs in the bottom of this box here. And then your coin holder and all your other sort of organization tools in the center console there. You obviously get your two standard cup holders, and then you get a compartment here for when you want to fold this bad boy down like that. I didn't get the mobile office package because you can't drive with this thing down. At least I haven't figured out too. I'm pretty sure you can't. So it's not like you can flip this down while you're driving. It's only when you're stationary, and I don't really spend a lot of time in my truck doing office work, so not a feature that's needed. I guess it's nice if you need to eat in there, but there is more than enough space on here. Or you can fold this down, put your bag on there. Not a big deal, so lots of room there. Push that button and it comes back up. A few things that are different with this shifter than with my previous truck is the manual mode is now a button. You have to press to put your truck in manual mode. You still have your shifters right here. So that's different versus than just pulling into manual. You do have to press the button. Now on my truck, the mode button to switch your mode was on the joystick. Now it has been moved to this dial right here. So you have all your buttons for your 2 high, your 4 high, and your 4 low. So you just press whichever button you want to correspond to kind of have that happen. One major difference on the 402A is the 402A package comes with a torsions front diff. So I'm guessing it's more of like a limited slip front differential. If you're not an off-roader and you don't do a lot of off-roading, you don't even worry about that feature. I don't do a lot of off-roading, so you still have the 4x4. You just don't have like that limited slip differential, which would help you in an off-roading scenario. But if you don't do a lot of off-roading, that's another big feature that the 402A comes with. But anyways, getting back into it here, to change your drive mode, you just flip this dial here. On my last truck, this dial changed my actual 2 high, 4x4, 4 low, and all that kind of stuff. So now you push this button to get your, I don't want to go into 4 low. You used to be able to pull this dial out, and that's how you locked your rear diff. Now you just push this button in. So going into the digital gauge here, this is how you switch all your drive modes, just by turning that knob like I said. And it cycles through all the different modes on the bottom there. Eco, Sport, Rock Crawl, Off-Road mode, Slippery, and each different screen has its own different color kind of palette. The tow haul mode has a gray one. The Eco mode has a green one. It's shifting back into 2-wheel drive. I had it 4x4 just now. And then Sport mode has like kind of like a reddy brown sort of color palette. And then if you come over to rock crawl mode, you need to go neutral, but that's more of a beige, deserty style. This is more of a green, sort of foresty off-road kind of color. The off-road, very, very nice little display there. And then you have your ice, your slippery, which is ice. Kind of shows ice underneath the vehicle like that. So very, very nice little features there. That kind of go a long way as well. Obviously coming down here, you have your standard sort of lighting controls, your mirrors, your lighting for your mirrors. You can turn your, if you want, you know, your puddle lights on, or you're outside camping, you need some light on the side of your vehicle, you can do that. I'm guessing this is what turns your outlets on in the back here. I'm not too sure. This folds your tailgate down, I believe. I'm guessing. Oh, you hit it twice and it folds your tailgate down. I get it. So that's what that does. This is your third brake light on top of your truck. You can shoot a light into your box if you need to. And then your other, you know, brightness, and then your pedal controls here to push your pedals further and backwards. And then your park brake. And then your standard sort of window controls all right here, and door controls, I should say. Coming up here, we have the nice auxiliary switches, which I love. I love this feature because I'm always putting aftermarket accessories on my truck. So having this is great. And I know these come in the Super Duties, but I just love this. And then there's a fuse box under the hood in which you get a fusible disconnects and all that stuff, so you can wire these into. And then your devices are all protected and whatnot. So very nice feature there. And yeah, not much left to see in the interior here. Obviously lots of back room in the back. And you do miss some of the space that you would. I used to have a storage compartment here. Now I have, I don't know if that's an amp for the sound system and all the other other sort of power supplies and all that kind of stuff for all the electronics in here. But there's obviously electrical stuff happening under here. I haven't really investigated much there. So we've lost that storage compartment there for our microfibers, toe straps, and all that stuff. So right now I'm just stuck kind of hiding everything under the seat for now. So like I've shown on my last truck, a lot of people don't know that this seat does in fact fold down. There's just a little nub on here actually, on this side, this little nub here. You pull it up and it unclips from this bracket, and then you just take your seat here, pull it, and the whole thing will fold down. So there's the factory subwoofer right there. And then I believe the Platinums and the Lariat have an even higher trimmed Bang & Olufsen sound system with a little bit more, with a bigger subwoofer. So this one, it's all right. It sounds really, really nice, very nice sound system, but could definitely use some assistance with a subwoofer. So maybe we'll look to doing that in the future. But very nice interior here, very minimal with a lot of very, very nice features. Obviously the sunroof is always nice to have, and I do not get that this time around. So here's the 5-liter in all its glory. Great engine. I'm in love with these 5 liters. I really am. Ford just does such a good job with them. They're just such a powerhouse motor. The battery's more angled than this one, my last truck. And I don't believe the alternator was there, but I could be wrong. Maybe it just had a big intake covering it. But I don't remember the alternator being right there. But basically the same with 5 more horsepower from factory. So coming around to the back here, let's set up the camera and we can do a quick sound bite. A little bit of bark, not nearly as much as my other truck, and I do think it has a little bit more than your standard single out 5 liters with the dual exhaust tip. I think you hear a little bit more bark, but this will be, the exhaust will get changed down the road for sure. I'm working with a lot of great sponsors on this truck, and things will move fast. So make sure you guys subscribe to the page because we're gonna be pumping out videos on this Tremor, and this thing's gonna get built in no time. I'm very, very excited for this truck, you guys. It is my dream truck. I love the Tremor. Obviously a Raptor would be great to have, but I don't want the Ecoboost. I'm not paying 150 grand for the Raptor R. So this is the next best thing in my opinion, the cheap man's Raptor, but you get the 5 liter. And I'm very, very excited for this build, you guys. So make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.